Would we please things are still drinkable?
Jack, dear.
Hello, Jack, dear. What exactly do you wish of your dear Jack, Annie, darling?
Could I borrow your head a minute?
Hey?
I'm making a little hat.
Whatever for?
The wedding.
Hey, you've got cupboards full of that.
Yes, I know I have, love, and none of them seem to go. I thought of making do with my muffin, and then I had this idea. Now, stand still, love. There. Yes. Now, love, will you just sit down a minute while I catch that French bow? Oh, yes. I think when that's trimmed, it's going to be counted a great success.
You haven't by any chance been asked to stand as bridesmaid, have you?
Oh, do keep your head still, love. And for your information, these happen to be all the rage.
What are you doing dressed up so early for?
It isn't as early as that, love. I thought I'd go round to Valor's and see if she needed a bit of help. After all, she's got no mother to guide her.
Where do you think she needs guiding to, Evelyn home? Ah, oh, look out, that's my scalp.
Sorry, love, my finger must have slipped. It'll be your eye next time.
Ye God, Zena Sharple's sister.
Now, do keep still, love, just while I do the other
You're
side.
not proposing to go out in public in this thing, are you?
Now, don't put me off or I won't go at all. Huh, what?
Wouldn't like to be the one that tried to put you off. And what do you think you're doing, poking your nose in at old Tatlock's, eh?
Poking my nose in? Poking? I
Oh.
never heard the like in all my life. It's perfectly obvious you've never been a bride, Jack Walker.
No, it'd be a funny world if I had.
Yes, well, I think that's going to look rather nice.
And just what do you think you're going to do down there?
For your information, love, a wedding morning happens to be one of the most harassed and chaotic in a girl's life. And I've just put another rose on there. I'll put a bit of elastic, a little bit of wire, and it should look extremely nice.
Well, I don't know why we're all sitting here like stuffed dummies.
Oh, there must be something we could do.
Honest, I don't think there is. Well, shall I make a cup of tea?
Oh, yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Right.
Oh, I'll go.
Oh. There's only one thing worrying me. What's that, love? Makeup. How do you mean?
Well, how much to put on?
Well, you're the beauty expert. You should know.
Yeah, but I've never got married before, and it is a church, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's not as if you use much anyway, is it?
Don't kid yourself. Under my arm, I'm the tastiest thing you ever saw.
I thought if it was anything like my wedding morning, it'll be a madhouse. I thought you'd be at 6s and 7s.
Not me. I planned today like Lord Nelson planned Trafalgar. Oh, it'll be the bouquet.
I'm very disappointed in mine.
Oh, I think it's lovely.
I'm not struck. Whoever heard of having a gladiola? Hey, they saw me coming. Are you feeling all fluttery?
No, I'm not.
Oh, yeah, I am.
I thought I'd come in good time.
Oh,
You look radiant, dear. Simply radiant.
thank you. Is that my bouquet?
Yes, this one's Lucille.
Oh,
You don't look very impressed.
well, look at it.
Oh, I think it's beautiful.
Oh, those are no more tea roses than I am.
Oh, did you order tea roses?
I suppose it'll have to do.
Because the trouble is, love, you see, they can only give you what they've got. I mean, with the weather being what it has, everything's so behind. The hanging basket in my backyard looks like the middle of March.
Hey, look what they've dreamed up for me.
I always stick to an orchid myself. I think it lends a finishing touch to any ensemble.
Let's have a scan at Lucille's.
Oh, how pretty. Now, you can't say that isn't lovely.
Oh, it's a heck of a sight prettier than mine. Just look at mine. It's for all the world like a head of cabbage dotted with white.
Now, don't exaggerate.
Oh, I can't take that.
Well, why don't you swap them over?
Well, Lucille'd never make it. She'd drop dead under the weight. Is Swingley's open?
I think so, yes.
I know what I'll do. I've got my confirmation prayer book. It's never so much as been out of its box. I can get some broad white ribbon and slot it through and tack a couple of them roses on.
Now, love, aren't we being just the littlest bit ambitious? I always think those sort of ticklish jobs are best left to an expert florist.
An expert florist flung that together. Excuse me, I won't be a couple of minutes.
All right.
Oh, there is something you can do. Me Uncle Albert's buttonholes in a wine glass. Give it an aspirin.
All right.
Any road after a bit of argy-barging, they changed it for this, and so I feel all right now.
You know, I'm not joking, Albert. Honestly, we don't know whether we've been coming or going all morning. What are you laughing at?
You haven't tried to get your tie inside that collar yet. All right.
Here, where's Michael?
Oh, no, the ex-Michael when he's at home.
He's my best man. He's still very bad. I don't feel as if I should have got up this morning either. Never again.
Well, you went out too late and you drank it all too quickly. I mean, you can't go out at that time of the night. You don't expect
Dad.
to have no ill effect.
Dad, please, could I just ask you to keep your voice down? It's booming right through where my head used to be.
Now, look, if you'll take my advice, what you want's a raw egg.
I've tried everything and I still feel lousy.
Well, come on, lads, get a bit of a move on. It's 10 o'clock.
Yeah, well, I'm having a bit of trouble with this collar. I can't do a thing with it.
Well, give it here.
Well, try opening it, Ken.
No, don't. It might crack. Ooh, hey. Do you think they could leave me off the photograph?
Look, is Michael dressed?
Dressed? He's lying on the bed with a wet face flannel on his forehead, and every so often he just moans gently.
There you are, now try that.
But,
Now, let's see, I've got to say how we're going to the...
Yeah, what are you muttering about, Albert?
Well, I've got the middle of my speech, all right, and I've got the end, but it's how to start what's worrying me.
Well, look, we don't want long speeches, Albert.
Oh, no, it's not going to be a long speech. No, I'll just say something about walking hand in hand through life together.
Oh, dear.
Well, I mean, you've got to, haven't you? Everybody expects it. Then I'll tell a little funny story.
Oh, heavens.
And then I'll propose the toast.
hey, Dad, how do you manage yours?
Oh, there's just a knack. Come here, give us
Oh, hey, I'm making a right pig's knickers out of this. Oh, blow it. I'm going to go upstairs and put an ordinary shirt on.
You're
That's
going
done
to
with it.
denote it sort of. Me and your father's got to suffer, you're going to suffer as well. Now, if you'll just keep calm for a minute, I'll have the pair of you as immaculate as a donkey with two tails.
Hello, Gran.
Hello.
Oh, no.
Did you get it?
No, they said you could only have that on prescription, so he's given me this instead.
Oh, well, I think nothing short of shooting him is going to get him there on time.
Well, how's your stomach now?
Well, he hasn't given a bulletin out for the last 2 minutes.
Well, I better take this up to him, get a cup of cold water and take it up to him, I
Now,
think.
look, if what I've heard, Stu, you want to keep him away from that bottle, he might try to do away with himself.
You've got a dirty thumb mark on that collar. I'll get a bit of bread.
Hey, if you have to go through this,
Have you
every
seen
time,
my
I'm surprised
book?
that the
No,
divorce
no,
rate's
no.
rising.
Oh, wait a Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Look, it's like this in here. Just think what it must be like next door.
Anyway, well, I'm certainly not going to wear a stiff collar again after...
Dress sugar, you right, love? Just how I like it, Mrs. Walker, thank you. I do beg your pardon, it's nerves.
Oh, it's not the most wonderful day for it, is it?
You know, at one time, summer was summer and winter was winter. But with the weather we've been having lately, I thank heaven for the man who invented my spin dryer.
Oh, what's tickling you? Oh, it was sticky the last wedding I went to. It was a girl at our place, and the vicar, you never had anything like him. He kept stopping the service to explain things to the congregation.
He did?
He did. Took 5 minutes off to explain to us all how we got the wedding ring, and there was the poor bride just standing there. She told me afterwards that she was scared if he'd forget where he was, leave something out, and she'd leave the church still not married.
How dreadful.
Oh, hello, Lucy.
How are you?
Did you manage to get some ribbon? Yes, I don't know why I didn't go in for this in the first place. Where are the scissors?
Oh, they're on the back here. We're all waiting.
Oh, no, we use them for bacon. Mrs. Walker, would you set to and rip that bouquet apart?
Oh, I'll get these out of your way.
Yeah, well, I'll
shall I?
help you, will I?
Yes, all right. Yes.
Are you sure you know what you're doing?
I'm not a bit sure. I'm absolutely in the dark, but anything's better than that.
Yes, well, if we take some of these open roses out, and then an open bud, and then a little bit of the gypsophilia, that should be all right. I did take lessons once at night school in millinery, and the theory should be much the same. Pass me the bacon scissors, love. Thank you.
The one thing one dreads, isn't it? Well, looking like the Tickler twins.
Well, they're not all that alike.
Well, everybody's wearing them in France. Actually, I bought mine at a little boutique in Boulogne.
Whoever put these flowers together didn't intend they should come apart.
Where did you get yours from?
Oh, dear, I've forgotten. I've had it ages, you know, ever since they first came in.
I don't know whether you know, but your front door's open.
Oh, hello, Mrs. Caldwell. Yes, I know I left it on purpose.
Well, I just slipped in with a little bit of something for you.
Oh, hello, Mrs. Caldwell.
Hello. Well, I'll take these round to Lucille. Ta-ra, love. I'll be thinking about you.
Bye-bye,
Bye, all. Bye-bye. It probably won't look much besides your other presents. It's just a little keepsake from me and Bobby. It's the thought that counts.
Don't believe a word of it.
Well, she were coming out at pot shop.
And why shouldn't Minnie Colwood coming out of Ashcroft's pot shop if she wants to?
Ah, but she were carrying a little white milk jug.
Now, what's she want to do that for? She's got umpteen milk jugs. I know, I've lived in her house. In fact, I'd go so far as to say she's got so many milk jugs she could leave her collection to the nation.
Well, if you ask me what I think it's meant as a present.
You don't mean a wedding present? She'd never.
I think she has.
Oh, shopping.
And about time, too. You know, if you make a habit of lingering in that little back room, you'll have people think you're doing a bit of knitting.
Oh, I'm afraid we've no time for knitting it.
And you'll have to wait a bit now. We're on a fresh track. The position she's put us in.
I know.
The position. These quiet ones, eh?
Mind you, you have to bear it in mind. She has had a bereavement.
We've all had bereavements, but it hasn't turned our brains.
I know, Ena, but you have to bear it in mind just the same.
Oh, I will. Card of knicker elastic.
A whole card?
That's what I said. Buy in bulk and you save money in the long run. You're not watching the wedding then?
Somebody has to man the fort. I love a wedding. Watching them, I mean.
You know, life's for the living, love. You know, if I was you, I'd get in that back room with him and I'd do a bit of knitting.
Who was little Dolly Daydream?
The pride of Idaho.
I always thought she was somewhat soppy, and if she was, I feel like
You
it.
look very nice.
I look like a kid.
Well, what do you want to wear?
Somewhat slinky.
Yeah, well, you can't go to a wedding service dressed like Diana Dawes.
Why not?
Well, it's the house of God.
Well, God knows what I feel like inside. He knows I'd feel better in a bit of somewhat slinky.
Look, you'll have plenty of time later on to dress up like that.
How do you know I could die tomorrow?
Oh, will you stop talking like that?
Well, I could.
Yes, well, so could we all, but it doesn't do any good thinking about it.
It's not as if I'm going to be able to wear it for anything after. Don't I look lovely?
Ah, very nice.
Such a little sissy of a frock. When I first saw it, I thought it were all right. But as soon as I saw it with my bouquet, all I could think of was the wheat wall.
Ah, give over, do.
Oh, I'm going to change my hair.
It's about time you got yourself dolled up a bit.
What for, love?
You don't seriously mean you're not going, do you?
Oh, Harry, love, once and for all, I don't feel up to it. I mean, I don't feel like going to the corner shop, let alone a wedding.
Okay, suit yourself.
You do understand, don't
Yeah,
you?
of course I do.
I mean, I would have gone out and got something special, but it seems silly just for one afternoon.
Suit yourself. Do what you think best.
Oh, I would like to see it, though.
Hey, son, yet?
No, not yet, Ken.
But if that car's not here in a minute, I'm walking it. Even if I have to carry my best man.
Look, how is he, Ken, lad?
Oh, he's all right. He's up there practicing getting the ring out of his pocket.
Yeah. Oh, well, I should sit down, lad. There's naught else to do now.
Don't, Dad.
Well, can't help wishing you were here, Ken, lad. Look, I've been meaning to have a little word with you, Ken, lad. I don't have to tell you the facts of life, do I?
No, we did it in biology class.
Well, look, I hate lecturing, Ken.
Well,
lad.
don't.
No, but it's my bounden duty to say something, lad. Oh, blow it. Look, you've been brought up all right, lad. You'll get by.
Come here, Ken.
Right, well, come on then, Dad.
Dear friends, I know you too well to call you ladies and gentlemen. It is with great pleasure that I get on my feet today to say a few words and to propose a toast. Really, it should have been Valerie's father's job, but as most of you know, Mother's ill and they couldn't get here. And I'm sure you'll join with me in hoping that she soon gets better. Now, first, I want to say I don't feel that I'm losing a niece, but that I'm gaining a bathroom. Oh, and that reminds me of a very funny story. There was once a nervous bride who went...
Right at the top of my stocking.
Well, nobody's going to see that, is?
No, but I'll know it's there.
Oh. Here, will you hear me through, Valerie?
Through what?
Through my speech.
Oh, I've told you, I keep on telling you. Keep it down to nothing and everybody'll be happy.
I know, but being concise can be very difficult.
Oh, dear, do I look painted?
You look a treat. And me, I feel like a bank manager.
They could have been made for you.
Valerie,
Yes,
you'll try and remember to see his point of view.
of course I will.
Don't forget, if you only just study each other a little bit, you'll get on all right. But I'm telling you something you've got to find out for yourself, so I reckon I'd better shut up.
Oh, love.
Will I do?
Will you? Do you look $1 million? You've carried your weights without. Hey, you better get your skates on and all. There's a lot of people waiting down at St. Mary's for you.
Florrie, who's that tall man sitting with Beatty in the second row?
Do you mean the one with red hair?
No, the bald-headed one.
Oh, I don't know. I expect it's one of Valerie's lot. Looks a bit like my wedding, all one-sided. My husband came of a small family and most of them emigrated to Canada. I felt ashamed walking up the aisle with him. All of mine on one side, nobody on his.
She's late. Only 50 yards to come and she's late.
She gives you credit.
Aye.
Sure, our Lily was never as long as this in vestry.
Oh, they make a meal of it these days.
And that vicar got a funny voice.
Didn't hear a word, I don't mind telling you.
Oh, at last.
Come on, let's get out of here. I don't want to get stuck. I want to see that photo took. And give her a nudge.
Why did you have to go and get the giggles?
Oh, I don't know. Church always has that effect on me.
You know what he's here for, don't you?
No, what?
See that we don't go slinging no confetti about.
Let's crack on. We've got some and give him our stack.
You were after it, weren't you?
All right. What about that sermon then?
Smiley's taking a photo.
Who's going to be on the group, Frank?
Well, just the immediate family, I think, Albert.
Right, well, Tetlock's on the left, Barlow's on the right.
I can with the right
And
old
make sure
woman,
you've
ain't
got
he?
some film in that camera, young fella.
Come on, everyone, cheese. Just look how many have turned up for us.
Yes, I know, but don't kid yourself, it's for us. It's because our David is a public figure.
That's what they've come for. They're in for a bit of a disappointment, aren't they?
Now, come on, everybody, smile.
Don't look so serious, Kenneth.
Minnie, will you stop scriking?
Well, it always makes me like that. Oh, didn't the vicar talk lovely?
I when he could hear him.
Very high flown and all.
Oh, he's not a patch up though, vicar, this one.
You know, when you come to think of it, it wasn't a very big wedding, were it?
Well, they didn't have the red carpet like a certain Lily and a certain Wolf, if that's what you mean.
I never said a word.
No, because I stopped you in time.
Isn't there a lot of kneeling to a wedding ceremony?
He knows all. And knowing the condition of my knee joints, so doubtless the good Lord will understand. Now, have you composed yourself?
Yes, Ina.
Good, because we now come to a little matter of a milk jug.
Did you go and stand outside?
No, I was doing my washing.
Oh, you've managed to get it in scullery then?
No, we did not. I had to send it back and get a smaller one. Still, it's very nice. And now that I've got it, I feel I've always got to be using it.
You'll be using it a bit more often now. Hey, look at time. Last orders, please, everybody.
Hey, have you had anything to eat?
Well, Annie left me a few butties.
Could you fancy a cup of tea?
Could you?
I'll go and put the kettle on.
Thanks, love.
Mrs. Sharples, what are you doing in this bar?
I've come to buy you a drink.
You what?
What'll you have?
But I think I'm all right, love, thank you.
I didn't notice you at the wedding.
No, you wouldn't, because I wasn't there.
You know, I've had you on my mind these last few days.
Me?
I think you think I was spoke out of turn when I gave you that tip off.
Oh, it's past history.
And I'm digging it up, eh? Jack! Gin and tonic for Mrs. Tanner and put it on slate.
On slate?
Well, you don't suppose I carry gin and tonic sort of money around with me, do you? I know exactly how you feel, Elsie.
Do you?
I know. It's a wrench.
I felt exactly the same way when Mr. Sharples went, only of course in that case he wasn't going to Scotland.
Oh, well, where was he going?
Across the Great Divide.
Oh.
You know, it's a funny thing, but the only thing I missed about Mr. Sharples was that couple of lovely warm feet in the small of my back.
Mrs. Sharples, am I hearing her right? I never thought I'd hear you say something like that.
Some of the things I do think and never utter. You know, I know a good deal about life. People around here think I interfere. I never interfere, I only help. Now, what I want to say is this. You are in the prime of life. You are a full-blown rose.
Aye, and the caterpillars have been at me.
What you want to do is to get yourself a fella. A decent fella, mind, not just any sort of fella. Keep an air of mystery about you, and you'll be down that aisle before anybody could say anything.
Go on. I've got to keep an air of mystery about me.
That's right.
We must try to get these collars moving, you know, Miss Nugent.
It's not really the area for white-collar workers, is it?
Well, no. Not since it went down.
Was it ever up?
Hello there, then.
Oh, hello, Mr. Fairclough. How was the wedding?
Well, they're married, all right. At least I hope so. They've gone off on their honeymoon.
Can we help you at all, Mr.
You can that, mate. I want a packet of pins. I'm having trouble with this here.
I expect you look very lovely.
You've had your hair done.
Oh, well, it has been thinned a little, and actually, you're the first one to say anything, but I did have a little booster perm.
Oh, Miss Nugent, get married. I'm not kidding you. Barry had more fuss made of her than any film star. Jerry. Oh, Jerry, make an honest woman of me.
Me? Wouldn't you rather have somebody else?
I don't care who it is, as long as I have a big white frock and everybody cheering. Repeat after me. With my body, I thee worship. I'm not kidding you. It was sheer poetry. Dearly beloved.
We are gathered here together in the sight of God. I know it because I've been called upon to act in the capacity of bridesmaid several times.
Well, you know what they say. 3 times the bridesmaid.
Yes.
Oh, we're back. Yeah, wet your handkerchief and see if you can get off with that. I told you to be more careful with that trifle.
It weren't me. It was daft old Tatlock dancing round. He bumped into me.
That's the daft old Tatlock.
Well, it were. Honest, talk about kids. All them grown-ups cracking on they could do the twist. I wouldn't mind, but them as could weren't left.
You, I suppose.
Yeah, me. I was looking after that spotty kid.
Well, a good job you were making of it, no.
Yeah, well, his mum and dad acted daft. Who was he, anyway?
Oh, I don't know. Hey, Conceptor!
Hey, Dad.
Yeah?
Did you notice Mrs. Walker at the wedding?
No, not particularly, though.
She was acting funny.
Where's Conceptor gone?
I said she was acting funny.
Who was that?
Mrs. Walker.
What a time I've had.
Have you been out?
Out? That's putting it mildly.
Where have you been to?
You're tight.
No, Jack, no, I am not tight. I admit to being a little tipsy, but I am not tight. Do I look tight?
Well, you do a bit. Don't worry, love, I'm not bothered.
I should think you're not bothered. If you were bothered, I'd have a thing or two to say. Jack, never let me drink table wines.
All right, love, I won't.
No, but Jack, stop me. It's table wines that does it for me.
Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt. I haven't seen...
I have. I was coming to tell you.
Eh? Tell me what?
Baby's on way. I've just took her to the hospital.